Hello. This is John T. Rhapsodes Esquire, purveyor of awesome old-school audio stories, bringing you a short and oddly funny one today from 1872 called The Late Dowling, Sr., written by Ambrose Bierce under the pen name Dod Grile, while living in England from 1872 to 1875, while Bierce was in his early 30s. Bierce walked the earth from 1842 to around 1914, when he disappeared in Mexico. Hear the words of old. The Late Dowling, Sr., from 1873, by Ambrose Bierce, under the pen name Dod Grile. My friend, Jacob Dowling, Esquire, had been spending the day very agreeably in his counting room with some companions, and at night retired to the domestic circle to ravel out some intricate accounts. Seated at his parlor table, he ordered his wife and children out of the room and addressed himself to business. While clambering wearily up a column of figures, he felt upon his cheek the touch of something that seemed to cling clammily to the skin like the caress of a naked oyster. Thoughtfully setting down the result of his addition so far as he had proceeded with it, he turned about and looked up. "I beg your pardon, sir," said he, "but you have not the advantage of my acquaintance." "Why, Jake," replied the apparition, whom I have thought it useless to describe. "Don't you know me?" "I confess that your countenance is familiar," returned my friend, "but I cannot at this moment recall your name. I never forget a face, but names I cannot remember." "Jake," rumbled the spectre with sepulchral dignity, a look of displeasure crawling across his pallid features, "you're foolin'." "I give you my word I am quite serious," said my friend. "Oblige me with your name, and favor me with a statement of your business with me at this hour." The disembodied party sank uninvited into a chair, spread out his knees, and stared blankly at a Dutch clock with an air of weariness and profound discouragement. Perceiving that his guest was making himself tolerably comfortable, my friend turned again to his figures, and silence reigned supreme. The fire in the grate burned noiselessly with a mysterious blue light, as if it could do more if it wished. The Dutch clock looked wise, and swung its pendulum with studied exactness, like one who is determined to do his precise duty and shun responsibility. The cat assumed an attitude of intelligent neutrality. Finally, the spectre trained his pale eyes upon his host, pulled in a long breath, and remarked, "Jake, I'm your dead father. I come back to have a talk with you about the way things is a-goin' on. I want to know if you think it's right not to recognize your dead parent." "It is a little rough on you, dear," replied the son without looking up. "But the fact is that 7 and 3 are 10, and 2 are 12, and 6 are 18. It is so long since you have been about, and 3 off are 15, that I had kind of forgotten, and 2 into 4 goes twice, and 7 into 6 you can't. You know how it is yourself. May I be permitted to again inquire the precise nature of your present business?" "Well, yes. If you won't talk anything but shop, I suppose I must come down to the point. I say, you don't keep anything to drink about here, do you, Jake?" 14 from 23 or 9. "I'll get you something when we get done. Please explain how we can serve one another." Jake, I done everything for you, and you ain't done nothing for me since I died. I want a monument bigger'n Dave Broderick's, with an epitaph in gilt letters by Joaquin Miller. I can't get into any kind of society till I have 'em. You've no idea how exclusive they are where I am." This dutiful son laid down his pencil and affected a stiffly vertical attitude. He was all attention. "Anything else today?" he asked, rather sneeringly, I grieved to state. No, I don't think of anything special," drawled the ghost reflectively. "I'd like to have an iron fence around it to keep the cows off, but I suppose that's included." "Of course," said my friend, "and a gravel walk, and a lot of abalone shells, and fresh posies daily, a marble angel or two for company, and anything else that will add to your comfort. Have you any other extremely reasonable request to make of me?" "Yes, since you mention it. I want you to contest my will. Horace Hawes is having his contested." "My fine friend, you did not make any will." "That ain't no consequence. You forge me a good 'un and contest that." "With pleasure, sir," said my friend, "but that will be extra. Now, indulge me in one question. You spoke of the society where you reside. Where do you reside?" The Dutch clock pounded clamorously upon its brazen gong a countless multitude of hours. The glowing coals fell like an avalanche through the grate, spilling all over the cat, who exalted her voice in a squawk like the death wail of a stuck pig, and dashed affrighted through the window. A smell of scorching fur pervaded the place, and under cover of it the aged spectre walked into the mirror, vanishing like a dream. And that concludes Ambrose Bierce's 1873 story called The Late Dowling, Sr., written under the pen name Dod Grile. This is John T. Rhapsodes, Esquire, purveyor of awesome old-school audio stories. Thank you for listening. You can hear more stories like this in the channel's playlists. Find them by staying tuned for the last 20 seconds of this video and clicking on the end-screen icons. You can also go to the channel homepage and click on the playlist tab. If you enjoyed this story and would like to hear more, please help me earn the warm embrace of Mr. and Mrs. YouTubes who look with loving favor upon those channels whose listeners faithfully download the YouTube app, create an account, subscribe to this channel, like, comment, click the notification bell, and share the videos with their friends so that they too can hear the words of old.